Okay, Annabelle, so let's say we want to create a graph with 2 lines, which is the one I recommend. So let's start off. So we start off with, because we want to show the enzyme concentration, so we're using 3 enzyme concentrations, but we want to show 2 trials in the y-axis. So the dependent variable, and then we'll have the enzyme concentrations as the independent variable. So let's copy that. So Control C, lovely, copy that, and then go into Control V down the bottom. So let's just put it straight underneath. Now we don't really need the ammonia concentrations, but we do need to know that there were 2 different trials. So let's do reaction time and then trial 1. And then our second y variable will be reaction time and trial 2. Okay, so our reaction rates, we can copy those in. So going through control, doing our numbers. So reaction rate, reaction time, so reaction rate, and then reaction rate trial 2, lovely. Okay, so then clicking, pressing the shift key, using the down arrow to move down, right click, copy, and then Control V to paste, and then Control on the right hand side down the bottom and numbers. Okay. So this is our 3. So there's going to be something funny that happens when we try and create a scatter plot from this. It's going to try and create 3 variables, which isn't what we want. So you'll have to follow along carefully from here. So we're going to go into Insert, and in our charts, we're going to click on Scatter. Okay, so it's tried to pick up the enzyme concentration as a variable. So we're going to try and change that. So what we're going to do first is right click and then do Format Chart Area. There you go. Oh, no, not sorry, Format Chart Area. Select Data, that's the one I want. Yes, sorry. So select Data. And we're going to try and flip this around. So we're going to get rid of that Series 3 first off, because we're not having Series 3 in there. And what we're going to do is do our enzyme concentration and reaction rate 1 and 2. What we're going to try and do is we're going to switch the rows and columns first off, because what we'd like to see, so I'm just going to pop that up a little bit so that you can see, so down a little bit. So through here, this is our initial reaction rate. So our initial reaction rate was quite high, and what we wanted to see was a decrease in the reaction rate over time, which is what we're seeing here. Lovely. So we've got our reactions at the different percentages, and our reaction time has overall decreased, but is also decreasing linearly as well, which is what we were expecting to see. Okay, so that's how we do that. And we've got our reaction 1 and 2, and our horizontal axis 1, 5, and 10%, lovely. And then we press OK once we've got what we want. Now we might label our chart title, so you can label it whatever you would like. But I'm just going to make mine reaction rates with and without ammonia solution. Okay, so that's going to be my chart title. What else I can also do is right click on my chart. So right click on my chart, and you'll see a green arrow pop up and it's chart elements. So we're going to add some axis titles in. So our axis title, remember, is enzyme concentration. Or you can even write, if you don't want to write enzymes, to amylase, being more scientific, concentration. And then in our y-axis, we're going to have reaction rate. And to explain how we got reaction rate, we might do 1/seconds. There you go, and then recenter that by clicking and dragging. Okay, another part that you can do, and see we've got reaction rate trial 1, lovely, and reaction rate trial 2, so it's already got those variables in there for us. Might add another trial element, so we can also add trend lines. So we can do reaction rate trial 1, and then we can also add another trend line. So if we wanted to add another trend line, or if you wanted to do a trend line for reaction trial 2, that might be better because we can see that it's a linear trend line for that, and we can see that it's decreasing. Now we have more options. There you go, so not clicking on that, so we'll go into trend line, and you'll see this little arrow on the right hand side. If you click on that and then go into more options, click OK. Lovely, so now we've got 2 trend lines, lovely. And then down the bottom, you'll see, so if you see up the top, it'll say trend line options. We just want it to be linear for now, because when we're working with chemical reactions in chemistry, we would like to generally work with linear reaction rates. Now, down the very bottom, you'll see a display R-squared value on chart. So the R-squared value will actually tell you how much human error has occurred, because you want your R-squared value to be as close to 100% as possible. In chemistry, a good reaction rate would be 0.99 or 0.98. That would be very spot on to what we would expect. So we click it. There you go. So our R-squared value is 0. Do not get stressed out about this. That means that between the 2 trials, there doesn't happen to be any relationship so far, because they're not crossing over. There's no real connection between the 2 of them. So that's fine. There you go. Well, in future trials, when we do more of the amylase concentration, we might be looking for our R-squared trend line, but we'll leave it out for now. Okay, so that's how I would like your chart to look. You can do different styles, whatever you'd like. So you can do different types of styles, whatever you think is most attractive for your presentation. Just as long as everyone can see, there you go, the 2 trend lines, and of course your reaction rate, trial 1, trial 2, and the linear line associated with it. Okay, so I hope this helps. And I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.